Wellness is a way of life, but it's also a conviction, but it begins with your own decision, your own commitment to yourself, your own very covenant to be better, look better, and transcend every possible health challenge in your life. For Adventists, faith is not something reserved for the Sabbath. It is a lifestyle all its own. Apart from devoting the Sabbath to prayer and worship, dressing modestly and engaging only in wholesome activities, Adventists are expected to eat, live, and act healthfully. Vegetarianism, in fact, is highly recommended. Perhaps no one advocates this culture of clean living more than Dr. Peter Landless, Director General of the Church's Worldwide Health Department. I know there's going to be a wellness fair during the Revelation of Hope event, the whole week.
Yes.
So what's in store for everyone that will be there?
Well, this is very exciting.
Do you promise to turn their lives around, their health picture around?
Well, I wish we could turn people's lives around,
Yes.
but they have to help to turn their lives around. But one of the important things that this can do for them is it can turn their focus onto the issues which need to change.
Ah.
You see, it's like a screening program. There are 12 stations. First of all, it starts with illustrating the importance of choices. You see, you have to make a choice. When you get out of bed in the morning, you decide which dress, which shirt, whatever you're going to do. You're making choices all the time.
Yes. Oh, we better say that one more time. Stress that point. You have to make
choices all the time.
Yeah.
And it's got to be intentional. And you've got to think to yourself, what is going to be the outcome of this choice that I'm making? Then one of the stations, the next one, is exercise.
So people are going to confront themselves actually with their issues.
And that's what it is.
Right.
It's to screen, check a blood pressure, do a number of things, and people will suddenly realize, you know what, I need to make a change.
Right.
And that's the purpose of the Health Expo.
Yes. So how do we make wellness happen for us every day?
You have to be very intentional.
So it starts with here.
Absolutely.
The
There
mind.
has to be a decision. In the mind, you know, I don't know if it's happened to you. Looking at you, I don't think it has, but it's happened to me. People say, well, you know, you would do well if you lost a little bit of weight, or you do this, or you do that. We all know that. When you go to a smoker and say to them, you know, you should give up smoking, they know it.
Yes.
But until they make the decision in their own minds, there's got to be an intentionality which says, I need to make a change. And how do we do that? You know, we need to have knowledge. You need to know what is good for you and what is not good for you. And most people do, interestingly. You know, there's what I call the knowledge-behavior disconnect.
Knowledge-behavior disconnect. Interesting.
You ask an audience, for example, how many of you know that it's good to exercise regularly, every day? And they all put their hands up. You say to them, how many of you do it?
Actually do it, yes.
And you see this tiny group, and then they're thinking to themselves, well, is walking down the corridor exercise,
or going up the stairs,
or jumping to conclusions, and you'll see this, they know that it's good for them, but we don't do it. And the same thing applies to tobacco, for example. You look at a tobacco advertisement, many of them are saying, this causes cancer, can kill you, can cause heart disease, can damage the unborn baby. And yet people, most of them can read. Just look at that, ignore it. The knowledge, behavior, disconnect. So you have to know things, but then you have to make a decision. That decision is not always easy to make unless you realize that you belong to someone. And that's where in the Adventist health message and health style, our living healthfully is not just to add a few years to life on this earth. We live healthfully because we have been entrusted with the most miraculously, beautifully made body. And that is an entrustment which we need to live up to. We need to take care of it, not only so that we can enjoy good health, but that we can impart good health and be of service. So health and being healthful, living it, involves not only just living to yourself and exercising and eating the right portions and making sure that I get enough sleep and that I get enough water.
You manage your stress.
Exactly, manage the stress, but also to go to the extent where I say, with this improved health, what am I going to do? Service, volunteering, mentoring young people has been shown to make a huge difference, not only to the people that you help, but to the one who's doing the helping. It increases life longevity, it increases well-being, it decreases illness, decreases loneliness. It's a wonderful thing. That's the holistic. So it's not just what you eat, it's not just what you don't drink, it's not just not smoking. It is the whole way of life.
How you use your life.
Exactly. And that was the message that came to the Seventh-day Adventist Church 150 years ago. Just do it. Make the decision. Be intentional.